welcome to a special Guinness Brewing Excursion episode of
Brutal Battle.
And this is not the Guinness Brewing outside of the United States.
Yeah.
In case people didn't know, there is one inside the United States. We didn't leave the country. There's one in Baltimore, Maryland, and it's called Open Gate Brewery. That's what they call it. They're Guinness Open Gate, because that's our location. So there are only two locations, the one in Ireland and the one here. And we're very fortunate to live close to the one here. So it's been there for four years.
Yep. They just had celebrated their 4-year anniversary.
And we never went. So we finally rectified that issue. And we had a good time.
Yeah.
Actually, we had a great time, to be honest.
It was fun.
Yeah, I'd really like to go back, especially because their venue is so awesome. Like, what they built there is pretty impressive and a lot of fun to hang out at. But we'll talk about that. We're only going to try one beer because, you know, we're trying to keep our spending on beer down and our consumption on beer down. Plus, they didn't have any, you know, mixed 4-packs or anything like that you could do. So we just got one 4-pack of their Hop Exploration series. So we didn't try any other Hop Exploration series while we were there. We would have tried this one, but it wasn't available on tap anymore.
I think it just kicked or something.
Yeah, the keg had kicked. But they had them in cans, so we were like, okay, let's get that. Plus, the bartenders had recommended it.
Yeah.
Had said it was really good. By the way, shout out to John, Carly, and Cody, who were people who helped us there, who were awesome, very nice. John and Carly were bartenders, and Cody was at the front door to get in. And he helped us out with an issue we had, which we'll talk about later. So, very nice people, very helpful, very cool. So, this is their Hop Exploration Series, South African hops. So, obviously, this is a whole series of trying different hops. This is a hazy IPA dry hopped with African Queen and Southern Passion hops, which I don't think I've had.
Yeah.
Like, I've not knowingly had any beers with those hops. So, I think it's a first. And this is 7%.
Okay.
ABV. So, 16-ounce can. I kind of feel like I'm at a point where I don't even need to say 16-ounce can, because I think that's probably just assumed with people.
I mean, I leave for the beach tomorrow, and I made sure I only got 12-ounce cans, and I did it.
Which is hard.
I did it, though.
It's hard nowadays. The funny thing, though, is like this. Like, back when it was primarily 12-ounce cans, I wanted 16-ounce cans, but now we don't drink as much, and I want 12-ounce cans primarily now instead of 16-ounce. It's like this thing of, like, you want something, then you get it, then you want something else.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so let's look at this Hop
It's very yellow.
Exploration beer.
It's pretty clear. It's a hazy IPA, supposed to be.
It says.
It's not very hazy.
No. It's actually, like, looks like it could just be a chill haze, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little haze to it, but
yeah,
not
like
much.
very slight. You wouldn't have this in front of you and be like, "Oh, that's a hazy IPA."
Yeah.
You'd be like, well, "It's something that has like a slight haze in it."
Very yellow.
Yeah, it's like orange yellow. I mean, I poured it agitated, but there are like a ton of bubbles hanging out. It's
very
a huge head.
Very pillowy.
Head retention is up there. I'll say that.
It's very pineapple-y.
It is pineapple-y. It has a really light, delicate nose to it, but it smells nice.
Yeah, I agree. Pineapple and orange.
Pineapple, orange. I get a slight grassy note in there.
I can see that. There's like some sweetness from the fruit.
Yeah.
Some sugary, candied.
Yeah, I'd say with the orange thing, kind of like a dehydrated, like real sweet, sugary orange.
It's kind of all I'm picking up.
Yeah, it's really low level. Ooh, I get a slight marmalade, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's the sweetness there.
Yeah, like specifically marmalade, though, when you take a deep whiff of it. Okay, going in.
This is tasty.
Oh. Yeah, that is good.
I mean, it's light, but flavorful. And it tastes exactly... I'm getting all those notes. I'm getting the pineapple. I'm getting the orange. I'm getting the sweetness, the marmalade.
There's a decent mouthfeel to it. It's like slightly syrupy. Yeah. There's a decent kick of bitterness on the end, too, that I wouldn't think is in a hazy IPA, quote unquote. It's good. So yeah, that like sugary dehydrated orange, definitely there. The pineapple-y a little bit. I think it's a lot more on the nose than the flavor.
Yeah, I agree. It's mostly orange on the taste. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's just like deep, sweet flavors. I'm going to be honest, this is closer to a West Coast IPA than it is a hazy IPA. But hey, that's fine with me.
Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised.
It is good. No, I do like it. So we'll continue to sip on that, and let's talk about our experience there. Did you want to talk about our experience from when we first got there? And
sure. I mean, we're only doing outside venues, so they have an expansive outside seating. Lots of outside seating.
Impressively huge. I was like floored with how much outside seating is there.
Yeah. So you walk in, they card everybody, it seems like. They ask you if you want to sit inside or outside, and then we were one of the few people sitting outside.
Yeah. Well, we were the only people when we got there.
Yeah. We got there on the earlier side, and it was a warmer day.
Yeah. Sweating a good deal.
So they said just sit anywhere with an open umbrella. So they had umbrellas and mostly picnic tables, but they did have some like Adirondack chairs that you could sit in.
Yeah.
And then he said you just scan the QR code at your table to order your beer and food.
Well, and it's like this big, like expansive AstroTurf.
Yeah.
Which everything's on. So it looks like it's like a nice grassy area, but they don't have to maintain it.
Right.
Which is smart. But.
Yeah. So it's kind of like elevated outdoor space. Yeah. And they have some outdoor games. They had like chess.
Giant chess.
And cornhole.
Yeah, there's cornhole like every brewery you go to around us.
That might be about it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Carlin was like trying to use the QR code, and he was like, am I dumb? I can't get this to work.
Well, what was happening is that I was scanning the QR code. It was going to their site where you're supposed to be able to order from, but I could only choose the inside tables, not the outside tables. Yeah. Like every time I tried to choose the outside tables, nothing came up. It
was like grayed out. It was like not an option.
So I was like, I had Rebecca try it. She's like, she couldn't. She was like, yeah, I'm having the same
problem,
issue.
Yeah.
So I went and got Cody from the front, and he came over and tried to help us. He was like, yeah, there's something wrong. He's like, just do this. Just go over to the bartender, John, over there. What he said, tell him to do some work. It was a little joke. I was like, I will tell him that, and I did. But
he's like, who told you that?
Yeah, it's like Cody said. But he... yeah, so he just told us to do that, and he's like, you'll get taken care of, which is totally fine, especially because it was just us out there.
Yeah.
And we literally, like, chatted with Carly and John, because they were both over there for a while.
Yeah, it was nice because they could give us some, like, details about the beers, which we wouldn't have gotten that experience had we used a QR code.
Yeah, and they were knowledgeable about the beer. Like, that's the big thing. There have been breweries we've gone to, one I can think of recently that we're not doing an excursion on, where the bartender knew nothing about the beer, like at all. And the brewer didn't even know anything either. I was like, okay, this is why the beer's not great. But they had great knowledge. John and Carly knew a lot about the beers. They were able to guide us. They even gave us a few little tastes of some just to see if we liked those. Usually they have preset samplers.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. There are a couple of them. There were a couple of them. Yeah, there were
like 3 or 4 different preset samplers that they already have printed out on little pieces of paper that you can just choose, and they'll do them for you. But they were like, you're the only people here. Like, we'll just make whatever sampler you want. Usually
so that was super cool.
Yeah, that was super cool.
Because we could get exactly what we wanted.
Yeah, and we had some stuff we really enjoyed. Yeah,
we ended up with 2 flights. Not at the same time. We did one, drank one, ate some food, and then we went back for a second flight.
Yes.
So and then I could tell later the QR codes were working because people were getting like delivery to their table. But we still just went up and ordered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we wanted to talk to John and Carly. Yeah. That's why. So they had we had the passion fruit and jalapeno amber ale.
Which was pretty good.
I liked it. I thought it was good. John was like, I don't know how you feel about it because there's not really any heat to it. It's just like the flesh of the jalapeno that you're primarily tasting.
The pepper.
Which I like that flavor. So
yeah, I mean, it was good. It wasn't. If you're looking for heat, though, it doesn't deliver.
Right. Yeah.
But the taste was good.
Then we had their lemon, lavender, and black tea golden ale. Sounds weird. Sounds kind of gross, but it was pretty good.
It was decent. It was better than I thought it was going to be.
I enjoyed that. Well, and the key for me with something like that is the lavender's very low key because I don't like lavender typically. So, yeah. Then the next one we had, which I really liked, this was one of my favorites, their lemon peppermint stick fruit beer.
Yeah, it was just okay. You liked it more than I did.
I mean, it sounds really odd, but I thought it was executed extremely well. And if people don't know, that's like a thing in Maryland where, like, at fairs, they'll give you, like, literally, like, half a lemon with a peppermint stick in it to use as a straw. Like, that's a thing, so... But the beer tasted really good. Like, lemon and peppermint, neither were overpowering.
I mean, it's kind of cool to do, like, an homage to, like, this area.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then our favorite one, the Belgian Raspberry Ale.
That was by far my favorite. And we don't normally like Belgians, but it wasn't super Belgian-y.
Yeah, it was like a little taste of that Belgian yeast flavor and then a good amount of raspberry, but it still tasted like a beer. It wasn't like... only tasting like fruit. It was really good.
And I probably would have not gotten that, but we got it as a little taster. John was like, this is my favorite. And we were like, okay, let's try it as a taster. And we're like, yeah, we want that in the flight. Yeah. It was very good.
Yeah, it was really good. Then we had their Brevis IPA, which, I mean, that was the sour IPA. That's right.
Oh, yeah. That was just okay.
Yeah, it was all right. It was a little on the sauerkrauty tasting side, but still pretty decently done.
I have a tough time with sour IPAs.
I know you're not a fan.
Always misses for me. I haven't had a lot of hits.
I mean, they're hard to find anyway.
Yeah, they are.
Like, really hard to find. Then we had their barrel-aged wild ale, which honestly we weren't that thrilled about.
That was just a taster. Yeah,
it mainly just tasted like sour. And there wasn't a whole lot of, like, flavor complexity.
I didn't get a lot of barrel.
Yeah, me neither. It was just, it wasn't that great. Then we had their experimental IPA that was Citra and Mosaic.
I liked that one.
That one was okay. I wasn't huge
I liked
on
it
that.
more than you did.
Yeah, you liked that more than me. Then we had their Sabro and Mosaic IPA.
That was good.
I was on the same level with that one, between that and the experimental. Then we had their Cherry Brown Ale.
It was solid.
Which we were like, eh.
Yeah.
It was too cherry.
It was.
It was way too much cherry in it, and you could tell it was kind of like a cherry flavoring, not like actual cherries. So I wasn't big on that one. And then their coffee porter, which I also didn't really like. It tasted like they used really crappy coffee, and it was primarily just coffee flavor.
Well, John warned us about that.
He did warn us. He did say that.
He, I guess, has been scolded in the past for being too honest about the beers.
Yeah, but that's what patrons want. That's what
we want.
Right, because if you feel comfortable with someone, yes, they want to sell their product, but you want the people to come back. And if they have a good bartender who's going to steer them in the direction that these people are going to like, that I think is better than just selling the product without people knowing.
Yeah.
It really is.
Because then there was... he like went down the tap line. Good, not good, better than you think, not as good as you think.
Yeah.
Like there was a tangerine stout. And I'm like, oh, that sounds good. And he's like, not as good as you think.
He's like, don't do it.
And then we just got a Guinness.
Yeah, a regular Guinness we did.
We had to.
Yeah, just because.
I had. You probably would have passed.
I definitely would have passed.
But I was like, I think the last time I had a Guinness was in Ireland.
In Ireland, yeah.
When I was in Ireland, which was many years ago, and I didn't even like beer at that point.
But here's the thing. I mean, like...
It's solid.
It is a good stout. Like, for a dry Irish stout, like, it is really well executed, obviously. It's very smooth and creamy. It is good.
I mean, it was on nitro, and it's low ABV.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, there was an inside as well. We did pop into the inside because that's where we ended up buying the cans.
And that's where we ended up closing out our tab. Our tab, there were some problems with our tab, so we had to go inside to close it out.
Oh, we also got food.
Yeah, we got food.
Because they have, like, a permanent food truck there that's theirs.
For outside.
Yes, yeah. And they had tacos.
Yeah.
We got, cod tacos and pulled pork tacos.
Yeah.
The pulled pork was awesome.
Yeah.
The cod tacos were not very good.
They were fine.
No,
they just were
not really.
They were fried.
They were like battered and deep fried, and like that's all you tasted.
Yeah.
And everything else that they had with it didn't stand up to the flavor of the deep fried batter. So it's just like you're just eating deep fried batter with a fishy taste. Like those sucked. Those were not good at all. But their pulled pork tacos really good. Yeah,
I looked at the menu and I told Carlin I wanted the fish tacos. So we went up there and he's like, when they came, and he's like, "Oh, I should have known it. They said crispy."
Yeah, I didn't ask.
He's like, I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but it did say crispy cod tacos.
Well, when I read that, I thought, oh, they're just going to like sear it a little extra, or maybe put some panko on or something like that. Like, you should say deep fried. Yeah. Like, that's more than crispy. Yeah. Like, deep fried is deep fried. It's not crispy, so that's very misleading.
I mean, it was fine. It wasn't what I wanted, but the other tacos, the pulled pork, were good. And they also had chicken tacos, I think.
Yes, they did have chicken. I wish we would have tried
And there was
chicken.
like an Irish taco,
yeah, there was an Irish taco.
And I forget what was in that.
I also forget what was in it.
But they also have like another like outside food station, and they had like burgers and like I think a charcuterie board and pretzel. Yeah. And like cheese dip.
I mean, they're really set up in there. Like, and then everything you want.
The inside menu looked very tasty. That has like a whole separate menu. Yeah. So it's a very different experience. The inside was bumping when we were there.
Yeah, they have like when you walk in, like on the right-hand side, there's like this big merchandise area with like 2 checkout counters. And then they have like their beers in coolers that you can pick up to take. And then on your left is a big bar with like more indoor seating. And was there more indoor seating like upstairs too?
I didn't quite know what was. We kind of just went in, got the beer, paid our tab, went to the bathroom. Bathrooms were nice. I think there was also a guided tour downstairs that you could do. Okay. Yeah. And there is elevator access, which I thought was important because you walk in, you have to go up all these stairs.
Lots of stairs.
And I thought, this is kind of weird. Like, this is not very accessible for anybody with a mobility challenge, but then I saw the elevator, so.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to go back.
Yeah, I'd definitely go back. Because it seems like they rotate the beers, too.
I mean, like, this sounds bad. Because we had beers we liked, but I'm more drawn to the venue itself and the food. Like, I want to try more of the tacos. And like I said, the pulled pork ones were really good. But just, like, the space they created there is just so cozy and fun.
Very inviting.
Extremely. And you just want to hang out. Like, you really just want to chill there. So, yeah, I just want to go back. I definitely want to go back. It's a cool place. And if you're in the Baltimore area at any point in your life, you should definitely just pop in and check it out. It's an experience. Yeah. It's definitely an experience. So, yeah, that's everything I have to say. Oh, I did need to point out, too, as we continue to drink this exploration series, it tastes a lot lighter than 7%. Yeah,
I thought so too when I first was tasting it. I was like, this is...
It's tasting like 5.5.
Yeah, 6 maybe.
Yeah, maybe 6, but it tastes light. Yeah. So, yeah, a little dangerous potentially. But
it's good.
This was really good. We enjoyed it, obviously. Got more excursion episodes coming up. I almost said exploration because of the beer, but no, excursion episodes. Let's do the thing. Write to us. Well, email us if you want to. I mean, I guess you could try to write a postcard or something, but I'm not going to give you our address. But email us, brutalbattlepodcast@gmail.com. Whatever you want. If you just want to say hi or have recommendations or whatever, or want some recommendations. You can get our back episodes on brutalbattle.com, which also has pictures of the beers from each episode. Also, archive.org if you just search Brutal Battle. Please rate and review us on whatever podcatcher you listen to us through. We are on iTunes and Stitcher and Google Play and Spotify and Anchor.
That's
so we're like, and potentially some other ones I don't even know about because there are literally podcatchers that will pick you up from other areas without your consent, which is fine. Like, I don't care about that. But yeah, rating and reviewing us is awesome. But also, word of mouth is even better. Tell people about the podcast. That'd be great. And then we're on Untapped. I'm Carlton Malibu, all one word spelled as it sounds.
I am RubyReb62.
And Instagram.
Brutal Battle Podcast.
All right. I think that's all the things. Thank you, everyone, for listening to this. And until next time.
Keep it brutal.